It's hit 'em up time again, and this time he's up against TopRamen. ZVT action, and look at all the replays we got. I hit the mother load. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. All right, on Apollo, we've got Ramen, who seems to be like this is actually a straight up black color of some kind. I don't see this too often. I wonder about that color. Let's take a guess. So we've got smoky black, we've got just black, jet black. I guess I'll say jet black. Hey, I've never seen that color before in my life, and I guessed it. Oh, I'm so good at this. All right, we've got Choja, aka HitEmUp. I guess he's using some alt ID that I don't recognize, probably from the early days of Starcraft. And this is Apollo, of course, by Biddy. This looks like golden brown, but it was Beastre brown. Golden brown's a little bit darker. All right, well, I guess this is the most challenging color guess section I've probably had to do in my whole career, guessing colors for Cosmonarchy, which is an illustrious career, and I highly recommend it. So, with that said, this must be a good series, a good game. Let's see. Now, Ramen is going for a Fulcrum first, and HitEmUp is going for the Larvosk straight into Pool afterwards, it looks like. Although he is still harvesting Vespine, so maybe not. Maybe he's doing Larvosk Hydrith? We'll find out. I know he's been trying interesting and different builds, and he's also been absolutely butchering and defeating and dismantling and destroying many a Terran player. Be it Ramen, I guess. Oh yeah, there it is. Hydrith then. It's a zero core opener. You can tell because he's not harvesting gas. No, now he is, but you know what I mean. He's definitely going Izzy's. So anyway, I think Ramen was at the receiving end. I don't know if these are these games. We'll see. And I know that Shopkeeper Dog has also been on the receiving end, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But hey, I hope everybody's having a good time with Cosmonarchy. I know HitEmUp apparently is enjoying the fact that he can just play any race other than Terran for free wins, and when he plays Terran, it's still pretty difficult for the opponent. So yeah, we're figuring things out. What does the top level of Cosmonarchy look like? That's basically the question we're asking ourselves right now. So the Mason Scout's making its way halfway across Apollo. This Biddy map is based on the layout of Cold Sweat in some ways, but obviously has some key differences. It does have the neutral town center and the resources that you can harvest from up here, but they are a little bit more, and there's no crucible. So some changes, of course. Now, the Vulture from TopRamen is on the way. It's actually Hydra's, so we are going to see some worker hits here, almost certainly. He should definitely be focusing on actually killing the worker instead of worrying himself about anything else. He's going to go ahead and lay the mine. It will be killed by the workers. It slows him down a little bit. He could have gotten another worker kill. Yeah, that's the problem is Ramen definitely could have just focused on killing workers in this time. Instead, he's laying mines that are just going to get killed by the Hydras on a move, and, you know, he's being befooled a little bit by the HitEmUp move. Ooh. Trying to lead that low HP Vulture. He might be able to pick one worker. Oh, he patrolled microed. He's flashy. Oh, he didn't get that worker. That's brutal. That's a steal. Can't believe it. Well, he does have more Vultures on the way. This is two folk aggression here as he just tries to swarm Vultures into the map. And the problem is that Hydras are pretty good, so you're going to have a hard time actually getting something in there. Might be able to get another worker here. I like how the Drollet just decides to fight. Yeah, might as well. We have one Hydra guarding the ramp to put some DPS down on something else. Ooh, he gets a third worker. So we're up to 3 worker kills so far. Ramen's still behind in terms of worker count. He's got 2 more Vultures that he didn't waypoint in. Oh, man, if he just hits that with the air, there you go. He's managing the Hydra count, apparently. That's what he's doing. Ooh, gets that worker as well. You know, HitEmUp is definitely a little bit flustered with the early aggro. We can see that there might be a recipe here. I think with better control, HitEmUp would be in a much worse position from this point on. Now he's going to suffer the wrath of many Vultures. The mines being laid, forcing those Hydras back, losing their DPS and such. No, don't attack the Hatcheroth. There you go. Pick the... Ah, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, golly gee willikers, Batman. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Well, he can at least arrive to contest some of these other mines, right? He does have his ministry nearly complete, so maybe Ramen will end up grabbing some extra value there. Yeah. What am I witnessing? You know, if he just sat there and waited for the Droleth to come down for the expo, he could have sniped it and continued aggressing. Maybe he can still sneak in and stop it, but I don't think so. No, that is unfortunate. All right, so besides those interesting decisions, we're going to see a second ministry because he sees the expo from HitEmUp. That's pretty ballsy of a move to go for. I guess you're just going to go for that that macro-based win. Sure. That's fine. I can't believe the mine count. All right. Fuck your vultures. True. It's true. I see some openings there. I feel like this Hydrith opener is going to be challenged quite a bit by better control on the Volts. Maybe if Aoud was doing that, I feel like I'm trying to think of a Terran other than HitEmUp who has really good unit control. I'm thinking of Hapsea's unit control with Protoss, but he's not a Terran player. He's no dirty Terran player, dude. So there's plenty of mines being laid. That's fine. That works. I do wonder about... Like, what else are we going to see from TopRamen? He's trying to get to a point where he can maybe, like, one-shot volley the Hydras, but he takes so much damage in the process. Ooh, there you go. That was a good one. It's not quite a one-shot. That one was wounded. But he ends up losing 2 vultures for it. So I don't know if it was good at the end of the day. Going Mass Cyclops here doesn't hurt. I think if he had, instead of making that Ministry, if he had just added 2 more Fulcrums and started pumping, like, Palladium Phalanx or something, that could have been a move. I'm trying to think of things you can do based on this. Oh, there we go. He's moving in on him. Nice minefield. Still laying the mines, slowing things down, getting a couple of slows in, which definitely helped the Cyclops do their work. So we are going to see some dead homies, dead Hydras. Oh, yeah. Oh, if he just focused on that one, that definitely would have done the trick. You can see now the mines are starting to fall apart, and the Cyclops count wasn't quite high enough. Man, if one more rotation of Cyclops had been there early, that would have been a very different fight, I think, and required a bit more from HitEmUp on the micro side. But now with the minefield completely cleared, we are going to end up seeing, unfortunately, Ramen is waypointing a couple of his Cyclops up there still. Oh, okay, he's actually intending to do that, it looks like. It is straight up Cyclops man right now out of the Fulcrums. He's added 2 more Fulcrums, so just pumping out workers, trying to catch up on the worker count because he knows that HitEmUp is likely just drolling it up. Adding some anti-drop to the main base because he sees Cyclops, and you do have to watch out for that. But yeah, this is where Cyclops supremacy really starts to kick in. Again, you don't have any chaff for them, so they will get hit a little bit there. HitEmUp just letting the Circuit do some work. With enough Cyclops, you can kill a Circuit. It's just like the least efficient way to do it possible. Now we're going to get a rotation of Vultures out. Admittedly, not too many Cyclops has gone down, right? It was like 1 Cyclops, and yeah, the Hydras had to be pre-split and stuff, so we're going to see some anti-drop defense. I do like the little containment strat he's got. HitEmUp just plays it very greedy once he secures his nat, and so I think maybe Ramen recognizes this. He is going to commit to trying to kill the Circuit. It does end up happening, but now his Cyclops are wounded enough that they can be overcome by the Hydra push. Now there's more Cyclops coming in. This might have ended up being a bit of a mistake from HitEmUp, but as long as he keeps diving into the Cyclops, like the Cyclops almost had to dive into the Hydras to force them to share the damage or something, otherwise there was no way they were going to win. Now it feels like for sure, with the Vultures taking so long to come out of the Fulcrum there, yeah, if we could have gotten to a magical land where Ramen's military rotations arrived like 1 rotation faster in each time. No, just kill the worker! Oh, no, Ramen! He's not going to kill this. I'm not going to deny 3rd and 4th going up at the same time. Man, if there was phalanx with this army or something. Anyway, I don't mean to constantly live in the hypothetical world, right? I'm just thinking to myself, man, what would help versus this kind of thing? I had some success versus Krankendow using Stockade Opener with just Maverick making. And then once I made the Mavericks, right, I followed it up with a Fulcrum that just made Goliaths. But obviously that is reliant on early damage. It's a very if this then that build where you do need to be very reactive, because I guess that probably describes every opener that's military focused, but Zerg don't have as much of a range of things. So now what is the change up? We've got all those Skithra cores. That's what HitEmUp has dictated. We've got a 3rd base establishing with gas mining right now, and Ramen going for a 4th base. He has some Goliaths, so he's got okay anti-air, but he has no idea that these skits are coming in, and he has nothing to defend his home base. So I do think that this amount of Goliaths can potentially do some damage. It is going to be very engagement dependent. He is also across the map, so this could end up being some kind of attempted base race, but it doesn't look very good for Ramen. This looks like this could be the death push. He does have some Goliaths coming out. Goliaths will take forever to die to Skiths. There is that to consider. So as the Goliaths sort of make themselves known in the 3rd base area for HitEmUp, he's cleaning house on the worker count here and now starting to get pummeled by those other Goliaths. Meanwhile, Ramen kind of recognizing he's been outmaneuvered, needs to find some way to make things happen. He transfers his workers. That is going to let them all ball up, which is not ideal. But hey, HitEmUp is busy trying to do some sort of reaction to the Goliath push, and so he doesn't end up getting the lion's share of all of those hits. It's also worth noting that we still... Oh, we have all these workers over here as well that HitEmUp might end up going for. He's just kind of idling his workers there, because the Cyclops drop was really, really good at sort of pairing nicely with this attack from Ramen, who is just gonna continue to gun down as many of the Zerg as he can, but he is being held, and he didn't cycle his Goliaths over to the third base, so he's lost a lot of workers. Definitely a dismal outcome for our Terran player. He only cancels one of the 2 satellite bases. If he had just waypointed his... He didn't know this base was up, but if he just waypointed his Goliaths over there, that would have definitely done the trick. Clerics have been working overtime trying to heal up the Masons, but as of right now, they are struggling to keep up with the dead. And finally, the Skither cores will be brought down, but they definitely paid for themselves in terms of that harassment. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't go add-on either, right? If he had some madrigals, that would have canceled the air attack as well for the splash, but Ramen was trying for a more tempo-oriented play, which does make sense. He did add up some damage, but bit of an unfortunate opening situation here for our jet black Terran player. Hydras don't suck versus Goliaths, so there is that as well to consider. Bactyls don't do anything to Goliaths by comparison. I guess they do something to Clerics, because they force the bounces to sort of spread everything, and then the Cleric ball is like, I gotta heal everybody! Can't see your colors on minimap. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how this color got allowed in the first place. I guess when I fixed it so that color tints weren't banned on a race-specific rotation, it somehow made it so that you could get banned tints in the game. I thought this was just a replay color bug, because sometimes the replays have different colors than anything else. So, yeah. I guess for now, just remove jet black from your config. Honestly, it would be fine if it changed only for you, and you had a preferred color. I know StarCraft 2 has a system like that. Because then it would be like, yeah, I just want my units to look a certain way. And then, you know. But, I mean, a man can dream of UI features like that. But in this engine, it is only a dream. A pool at the third base, or fourth base, really. Damn. Nablime is currently turning in his grave. The Trojan has been rediscovered. TopRamen couldn't see his Trojan on the minimap either. He's now using it to scout. Cool. I assume it was just stuck in the corner there. Mason scouts and reveals 12 o'clock has been taken. Ramen has an okay mech army right now, but yeah, look at that worker diff. All right. I am expecting that this counter push should be able to just shut this base down, because you can't really move across this bridge very easily. Tier 2 now on the way for our Zerg player, so HitEmUp definitely going to be valuing that. Adding another Fulcrum and a bunch of Palladiums back at home, TopRamen is going to surge across this bridge and easily deal with the anti-surface defenses there. Remember that Hydras are okay versus Goliaths, but Bactylisks are not great. We just need to see if he can actually take a defensive stance over here. He's trying to focus down the tides of Zerg, but they are infinite, so he's just going to kill the Hatrosk instead, which is a better task, I think. I don't know if he actually has enough DPS to quite do it. It looks like he should be able to finish it. There it goes. No, it lived with 5 health! I can't believe this! HitEmUp should just attack it with a worker. Just kill it for honor, you know? That definitely should have been something that Ramen got there. No, I think it's over, boys. I think this game is just about to wrap up. But, hey, we did manage to see some macro-oriented strats for Ramen. I do wonder about going for double Ministry right after your 2 Folk opener. I wonder if it's the feeling that the Terran needs to immediately start taking the economic advantage or something after failing to deny the natural. But I also think that there were so many moments where just a couple of different clicks make this a completely different game. And that's what you get with those early aggression plus greed. When aggression meets greed, that's what happens, right? And so I think that might even be the thumbnail of this video, is the vultures raining in to try to hit the workers as the Hydras scramble for defense. And it's just the title, When Aggression Meets Greed. You get HitEmUp winning. That's what happens. I did think that the Cyclops plays with the drops and stuff, it's exactly TopRamen's MO. He's got 1 in the third base, and he's got a couple over here just kind of dancing around as the Zets come in to try to clear that. Clearing these Zets is actually really good because it's just chaff. Oh my god. They all died at the same time because they were too far from a sire. HitEmUp can afford to lose all these workers, though. That's not really a problem. He's got so much money. We're just waiting on the A move. I think as soon as this tiny Phalanx army gets cleared, by everything that we're seeing here, it's going to be GG. He just sees an ocean of eggs. There's 80 eggs right there, boys. I think maybe he's just toying with his food right now. Atlas coming, Ramen extending play. He's going to go ahead and lift his 4th base ministry over there finally. I'll have to end up going back to seeing this, but I think it's curious that HitEmUp was able to afford so many Skiths while also having enough Hydras to defend the 2 Folk Aggression. I do think that a lot of that is because instead of a follow-up with a Palladium or some other extra Fulcrums, it was that 3rd Ministry. Like, the 1 Ministry makes sense, but getting another one right after that is... You're getting all your eco damage in after the fact, and he's already made all this money. He's now making 18 Protathalors, and he will just seemingly run across the map and kill you. So, I mean, there's a pretty good Phalanx line over here. So there is that. If he added a lot of Hurricanes or some kind of chaff to keep them off the target, that would be one thing. But it's looking like this will be a glorious last stand. Or maybe not so glorious. Oof. He just threw away like a quarter of his Vorvs to do a little bit of incidental damage. He's going around the bend. He's trying to flank. Cyclops continuing to do some damage. Getting some good value. HitEmUp has chosen to make this video slightly longer so I can pad my YouTube watch stats and all that. And as a result, I have to give him my endless thanks. He could just attack with the Vorvs, and it would, yeah, just do that. See? Ooh, brutal. Now imagine if he sent all the other Vorvs. He has no idea how far ahead he is, I guess. That's my read on the situation. 4 Stockades coming to pair with the one that's already out there, been pumping out Clerics this whole time. I like the build from Ramen when it comes to the overall construction of his army comp, right? Yeah, he's scouted. He might have seen this base that was completely unstaffed, and now he's seen that this base never existed, apparently. So maybe now he'll A-move. He has actually hemorrhaged a lot of his units. I don't know where those Protathalors are. I guess they're surplus to requirements. Those 22 Protathalors can just hang out somewhere else, and the Vorps are just going to run into the base and see what's going. He has literally... He's not A-moving. He is M-moving. He is right-click moving. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's using the splash damage against him and camping the production. I don't know if TopRamen has ever experienced this before. But, you know, he has played against HitEmUp quite a bit, so... I feel like HitEmUp wasn't even looking at this fight this whole time. Oh my god, he killed all of the Masons somehow. How did he even do that? With what units did he have? That one Hydra and a couple of Zets and Vorps. Alright, well. Hey, these Phalanxes are still alive. They'll get some pretty good cost efficiency versus the Protathalors. There's like wave defense. He's even got a wave of workers as well. 6,000, 7,000 minerals. Good grief. I do wonder, maybe the replay decided to break at some point, and HitEmUp is like, yeah, I don't have any units. That's my current leading theory. I mean, he pulled some of his units, but I don't know why he has all those workers in the middle of the network. He did say that he validated these, so he's just a fraud liar. Yeah, it looks like the army came to this point, and then Ramen fled the scene. And yeah. So that's pretty much it. We'll just fast forward to the GG, I think. Because at this point, it's pretty clear HitEmUp has won the game. I mean, it's been pretty clear this whole time. There you go. Well, a slight unceremonious end for Choja's first GG, but he will end up scoring a dub. And, you know, just because we got some time, let's see what happens in Game 2. We got a lot of replays to get through. We might as well rope another one into this. Moving to another BDB map. This is Dyadic Shore. We've got HitEmUp as the... Ooh, is this actually straight red? I'm going to say red Zerg. It looked like it could have been vivid red for a second. And TopRamen in the bottom left will be our Platinum Terran. There you go. All right. What does HitEmUp want to do for his build order shenanigans this time? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to take a sponsored sip. So why don't you go on over to the coffee page and send us some dollary dues for our daily content. We continue to pump out the vids for you to enjoy. And of course, we're making the game, you know, adding more stuff, updating it, increasing the variety of the different models and the different graphics and the different cool things that you can see, and occasionally buffing Terran. Occasionally. Unfortunately, right before I started casting all of these replays, I did finish my coffee. So I am currently out of coffee, but I won't be, thanks to you. Welcome halfway complete for TopRamen. He is going to continue to go for the mech. Yes, the king of sample size has decided that 3 is enough. The magic number. That's what the Blackjack says as one of his unit responses. HitEmUp is going for the Hydrith Den. HitEmUp giving us some useful feedback about play-by-play about his games. If only I could see those replays. HitEmUp losses? Those are rare. Alright, we're going for a double Larvosk Hydrith opener. It looks like it's the same kind of thing as before, but it's... Despite the fact that this map, I feel like, has a shorter rush distance. Ramen is arriving... No, I guess he's going to arrive faster because the Hydrith then is only going to finish as the Vulture comes in, but... Oh, he's hit him with the talking strat! He's got him talking so he doesn't end up fighting back. I can't believe it. That's dirty. Here comes the Volt. Maybe this is actually this is the plan for Mr. Ramen, who did actually have the ability to kill that worker a little bit easier. There you go. Oh, he's been decollided. Oh no! Oh no! He's been decollided. Oh! Brutal. Disaster has struck. 3 vultures are coming. Where 1 vulture was insufficient, 3 shall surely turn the tide. But we do have the Izira cores, and they do take forever to die, so I'm not so sure it's going to work out. But hey, maybe he can lure him into the mine or something. I wonder if he clicked on him to see the mine count. Oh, he's gone all the way in. He's gone all the way in. He's losing it. I do like that volley as he goes for the mine lay. That's actually really good. Nice little slick control there. He still has 1 mine that he can plant. He's going to go ahead and do so. Kind of out in the way at nothing. Right now, unfortunately, the Izira cores are face tanking so much of the pressure. So he is going to end up getting maybe 1 worker at most. He was trying to go after that wounded one. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get another one. Okay, so he's picked 2 workers. He's killed a couple Hydras. But he doesn't have as many Vaults, and he doesn't have as much follow-up coming from behind it. He is going for the 1 Ministry. You can see how much the Izira core does not care about the Vulture mines. Or the Vulture attacks, for that matter. Damn, he's got so many minerals. He's going for the double Ministry again. I strongly disagree with this build, but we'll see if it works out better for him this time around. I just feel like it lets off the pressure way too much, right? He hasn't been making military units for a very long time now. Right? He didn't have any gas when he went to go make the 2nd Ministry, so there is that, but the fact that he's just been idle on his production for so long, he's now switching into add-ons and stockades, so he is spending his money on infrastructure, but that does indeed take the pressure off. I wonder if it wouldn't have been better to just add 1 extra fulcrum. I mean, he had an excess of minerals, right? So it might have been that he wasn't harvesting Vespine, and he's corrected that problem now. I wasn't paying too close attention to his resource allocation. It does feel to me that if he had gotten the 2nd fulcrum, not faster, but the 3rd fulcrum, he doesn't even have one at all right now. Oh, it's an Izira core drop. Filth. Filth! Hamster! Shades of hamster are on the way. But yeah, the Palladium move I like. You know, it does insulate you versus the potential for those Skither cores. Since Bactylisks don't really work very well versus Terran Mech anymore, it does feel to me like there's some good value there. Alright, the Droleth is on the way to expand. Of course, there's already been gas saturation happening at the third base. We do have a phalanx out. There's no other military. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, gee willikers. The Izira core drop is hitting. There's one military unit. And a watchdog. And a dream. Well, I'm not... Oh, he can decollide him. He can do the same thing that he did to the vultures as the phalanxes and the Hurricanes come down. But now the ministry is being heckled and hurt. Oh, it hurts. It stings. It burns. The worker count. Oh, no. He did not decollide him. And that will be a very fast Jeej. All right, boys. I think we've seen some of the openings that you can do as Zerg. The Izira core drop... Honestly, I wonder how much of Ramen's struggles are just him at the bleeding edge of what is possible with the greed and the transitions and such. And I don't know. It is difficult, right? Because Zerg, as a flexible race, can choose to just make 100 workers or make 100 military units. At least that's how it feels. It's obviously less than that in practice until later on in the game. But if they get their nat up, if they get more hatches up, they can choose to make so many extra units, right? And then... overall, they can decide if those units are going to be for economic purposes or if they're going to be for military purposes, and that can be very difficult. But I still think there's plenty of room for that early aggro to go a different way. I did like his control a lot better in this game. As far as Ramen's vulture control, I thought that was a nice redemption there with some slick moves, and he pretty much got as much as he could have gotten when it comes to versus Izira cores. But he canceled the aggression very fast and still went for double ministry, which... maybe he wasn't punished for in the last game in the sense of he didn't stop HitEmUp's growth, so that was the punish, but he didn't get slammed like that in 6 minutes. And that was the absence of an immediate punch to give feedback that strat probably doesn't work. But hey, maybe there is a way to make it work. Maybe he's even made it work and I just haven't seen it. I do feel like when you're up against that kind of build, it can be so difficult. And we'll just have to wait and see what the Terran response is going to end up being. But GG's, we got more replays in the tank. We'll be back with more replays as a result. So I'll see you guys soon.